Part 2. The unspoken truth. The letter fell from Layla's hands, landing softly on the floor. She stood frozen, staring at the officers, her heart pounding in her chest. The world around her blurred. The rain outside, the dim light in the hallway, it all felt like a distant echo, a dream she couldn't wake up from. One of the officers stepped forward, his voice gentle yet heavy with sorrow. "Your brother, Omar. He was in an accident." Layla's breath caught in her throat. She didn't want to hear more, but she had no choice. "What happened to him? Is he alive?" Her voice cracked, desperate for some shred of hope. The officer looked down, unable to meet her eyes. "He didn't survive." The words were a dagger to her heart. She collapsed to her knees, the room spinning around her. Omar, her protector, her guide through the darkness, was gone. She was now alone in a world that felt cold and empty. For days, Layla barely moved from her room. She couldn't bring herself to look at anything that reminded her of Omar, their childhood pictures, the worn-out jacket he always wore, the letter he had written her years ago promising he would never leave her alone. But now, his promise seemed like a distant lie. The days passed like a blur of grief, and Layla struggled to find meaning in the world without him. She walked around in a fog, her every step weighed down by an overwhelming sense of loss. But amidst the silence, a letter arrived, another letter. This time, it wasn't from the authorities. It was from Omar himself. The letter was old, yellowed with time, written in Omar's familiar handwriting. "Layla, if you're reading this, it means I'm no longer by your side. I'm sorry I couldn't keep my promise to return. But know this, you are the strongest person I know. You have the power to survive, to thrive, even in my absence. Don't ever let the pain consume you. You are not alone. I'll always be with you, in your heart. Forever yours, Omar." Tears blurred Layla's vision as she held the letter to her chest, whispering his name. It wasn't just a goodbye, it was a reminder that love, even in death, could still guide her through the darkest of days. To be continued in Part 3.